Protect them from the horrors of the wasteland. Where'd it go? What the fuck? Oh my god, it's so dumb. Oh yeah, what's in 10? I'll tell you right away. Thirsty across the board. I'm skipping this one. They're all dead. Hungry. Say hungry. Okay, close them walls out of here. Open the damn door. No. It's a stern no. Hungry and thirsty. Yeah, let's cheer him up. Read his book. Bitch. What was he? Yeah. A little dehydration from her. And Timmy, are you dehydrated as well, sir? All right. We could give them able to enjoy the sunshine again. It'd be great. That's only for the bougies. People, for the rich, to get sunshine. You know, I can take care of. We can take care of ourselves. Excellent. Excellent. He's hungry. She's hungry. Starvation, really? Starvation. Even though it showed us a smaller place for food. Spinning around and playing. I just need to calm down before somebody gets hurt in here. Right. Normal space, happy about it, but it's about time that we got used to the situation, understood the rules of the shelter. She's starved on. Well, one more day of starvation for her. Gas mask fucked. Lovely chairs that match the floor. Of course it is. He's hungry and thirsty. She's hungry and tired. Okay, I definitely have to feed. Everybody else is fine. Our patient is wearing trouble area. He returned. Yep. All right, we got starvation and dehydration. Yep, we maxed it out as many days as we could there. Why would I want? I guess he has to go out without you. There's no mask. He'll come back sick. He's on his way out. I don't even feed him no more when he comes back or give him anything to drink if he comes back sick. For him to last, what is it, day 13? Yeah. Nearly a quarter of the way there. She's dehydrated and hungry. I didn't scout book. They read it loud. Mm, mm. Mary Jane thanked us for respecting the privacy. Ripped out the Torah pages. Right outside of it. Okay. Wow. So anytime that feels okay. Nothing to do with manhole cover, I guess. See what happened from this? 2 bottles of water. Oh my god, that was terrible. Oh man. Damn, that was bad. Should have used the spray for it. Oh my god. Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. She's sick. Perfect. We got 2 bottles of yeah. I guess it was worth it. Well, if something comes up about them all going crazy though. We got a long ways to go. I'll heal her. Whoop, freedom now, bro. Is freedom the name of the dog? It's her. Stay silent, they left. What good of feeding the dog? What good is it? That's all Ted brought. Someone has to go. Dolores, you have to go. Are we giving her anything? I'm not seeing anybody else. Nearly halfway there. They sleep inside of it or something. Me too. No fucking way, man. Damn. Whoa. Okay, shit just got real. Now Ted's crazy. Oh God. Oh no. What? Bro, it's not even 30 days in. 3 cans food. You can eat. Whatever. Good. Oh, no. Put it down, man. You're gonna have to go outside. Stop being crazy. Yes, Ted. Yes. Yes, your crazy ass is going outside tomorrow. Come on, Ted. Big day for you, Ted, for us. Don't die, Ted. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. You and I. Listen quiet. Say no lie. Alright, we good, right? Go ahead and break it. Or whatever stupid shit you want to do. How the kids look. But they ain't dead yet. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I figured out. Got a feeling Ted ain't coming back, right? Or he's going to because it hasn't ended the game yet. Uh-oh. We need a trader. Damn, good game. Couldn't fucking get her anything to fucking drink. Damn. One day is all she had to make. I'd have made it 16 more days. Damn. Darn it. Let's try this little Timmy. Timmy one, yo. Oh no, day one. Let's go. Alone in the cellar, found out. Okay, good. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay. Man, took Timmy out like that, bro. Yeah. Just wanted to see. Right. Oh well.
Hey guys, ESPN Vet is here. Finally.
Yep.
Former President Trump's team hasn't wasted much time on attacking the vice presidential pick for Kamala Harris, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. It seems the messaging they're going with is he's
Gotta be off. There is no existence of early Christians in Rome. In this book specifically, he's chronicling the burning of Rome, which happened in 64 AD. Sed non orbe humana non largitionibus principis, aut deum placamentis, decedebat infamia, quin iusum incendium crederetur. But all human efforts, all the lavish gifts of the emperor, and the propitiation of the gods did not banish the sinister belief that the conflagration was the result of an order. Ergo, abolendo rumori, nero subdibit reos, et vaesissimis poenis adfegit, quos per flagitia in visos vulgus Christianos appellavat. Consequently, to get rid of the report, Nero fastened the guilt and inflicted the most exquisite tortures on a class hated for their abominations, called Christians by the populace. Eius Christus, libero imperiante per procuratorem Pontium Pilatum, supplicio adfectus erat, repressaque in praesens, exitiabilis, superstitio rursum erumpeva, non modo per Iudaem. Origine eius mali, sed per urben etiam, quo junta undique atrocia audenta conflunt. Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hand of one of our procurators, and a most mischievous superstition, thus checked for the moment, again broke out not only in Judea, the first source of the evil, but even in Rome. As a Roman historian, Tacitus had no Christian bias. In fact, he had no sympathy for the Christians. He speaks about their abominations, and he speaks of Christianity as the origin of evil. And when he uses the expression abomination, it's actually referring specifically to the early Christians believing that they were partaking, at least some early Christians believing that they were partaking of the literal body and blood of Christ every time they were taking the sacrament, which sounded as an abomination to Roman ears. So what Tacitus is telling us here is that Jesus was executed by the governor of Judea, Pontius Pilate, for crimes against the state, and a religious movement of his followers sprang up in his wake. Remember, this is not seen by Roman authorities as a positive thing. It's seen as a negative thing. We could in fact refer to this as the first documented confrontation between early Christians and Roman authorities. Also, please notice that Tacitus never accused Nero of being the one who burnt Rome. Such accusation will come from Cassius Dio in the 3rd century, but what Tacitus is saying is that Nero, in his opinion, was using Christians as scapegoats. From this statement, we learn that there were a sizable number of Christians in Rome at the time, that it was possible to distinguish between Christians and Jews in Rome, and that at the time pagans made a connection between Christianity in Rome and its origins in Roman Judea. Okay, so let's discuss the validity. Most scholars consider Tacitus' explanation and mentions of Jesus and his execution to be of high historical value, and it is generally considered to be an authentic, independent Roman source. To add to that, you have to remember that when Tacitus wrote history, if he considered the information that he was presenting to be not entirely reliable, such as hearsay or something that he hadn't witnessed himself, he would normally add indications for the readers. No such indication has been added to this specific mention. As a negative point, however, I do need to mention the fact that no original manuscript from Tacitus is preserved to this day, and the majority of what we have are copies, or we should say later copies, some of which were made by Christian monks. Now, where the contents of this message changed or altered in any way by the medieval monks that were copying this manuscript into their own abbey, well, of course, we can't know for sure. Most historians agree that the message is authentic. However, I do need to point out that a spelling correction did happen, so some sort of alteration did occur. In fact, at the time, two kinds of spellings and two kinds of words to speak about Christians were used. Christianos with an I and Christianos with an E. The medieval version instead will always be Christianos with an I, and we notice that there is a space in one of the two manuscripts between the I used for Kri and the Stianos, and that is because originally probably was written with an E, which would have filled the gap, but that was removed as a form of correction by monks. So yes, some alteration happened, but most scholars believe that the message is authentic.
Labor Day doorbusters starting at just $1.99 have arrived at Ashley. Quantities are limited, so don't miss your last chance to save big on summer's top styles. Or refresh your space with the mid-century makeover. Discover statement pieces starting at $499.99.
Oh, wow.
Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years.
Now let's talk about the very famous Testimonium Flavium written by Josephus, a very famous Romano-Jewish historian. What do we mean by Romano-Jewish? You see, Josephus was born in Jerusalem, and he was the leader of the forces in Galilee that fought against the Romans. So initially, he was an enemy to Rome. The thing is that when he faced the legions of Vespasianus in 67, he was defeated and captured. Now, the only reason why Vespasianus or Vespasian didn't kill him is because supposedly Josephus had prophesied that Vespasianus would become emperor. And in fact, 2 years later, in AD 69, Vespasianus does become the emperor of Rome, and he likes Josephus because of this. So he keeps him first as a slave, then as a translator, and eventually, when Josephus fully defected to the Roman side, he is granted Roman citizenship, which is what we mean by saying that he was Romano-Jewish. He even served as the translator when Titus, Vespasianus' son, led the siege of Jerusalem in AD 70. He wrote the Antiquities of the Jews, in which he mentions several biblical figures, including Jesus Christ, John the Baptist, James, the brother of Jesus, Pontius Pilate, the Sadducees, the high priests, and the Pharisees. So all of this can be cross-referenced with the Gospel. At this time, there was a wise man who was called Jesus, was so good and was known to be virtuous, and many Pilate condemned him to be crucified and to die, and those who had become his disciples did not abandon his discipleship. They reported that he had appeared to them 3 days after his crucifixion and that he was alive. Accordingly, he was perhaps the Messiah, concerning whom the prophets have recounted wonders. Now, of course, this is a very powerful testimony, but we are not 100% sure if we can fully trust it. Most of the testimony has very strong historical validity, but a Jewish man who had defected into Rome, calling Jesus the Messiah, and specifically speaking about the resurrection after 3 days, are thought to be maybe Christian alterations. It is, however, widely accepted that this testimony originally consisted of an authentic nucleus with a reference to the execution of Jesus by Pilate, which was then the subject
inside the box was a health
Now,
kit.
this is a very big discussion.
Inside the baby trap.
Jump into it in details because just from 1937 to the 1980s, 87 articles have been written about the validity of this. And there are people taking their stance in all sorts of positions. People that say it's completely useless, people that say it's 100% correct, and people that take a sort of middle ground. I take the nucleus, the core, speaking about Jesus and his execution are correct. But it is possible that both the resurrection and the mention of the word Messiah were added. It is also interesting to see that there is another writer, a Christian writer, the very first one to speak about this testimony specifically, and it's Origen. And hear what he says. Josephus, although not far from the truth, he did not believe in Jesus as the Christ, an affirmation that was repeated in his Contra Celsum. Because of this, I believe that it's highly likely that he did actually mention Jesus Christ and the crucifixion, but he didn't mention the other two things. Otherwise, this Christian author wouldn't have even have any reason to complain. Let's now read the words of Magistrate Pliny the Younger, who was the governor of Bithynia in Asia Minor. The Christians were in the habit of meeting on a certain fixed day before it was light, when they sang in alternate verses a hymn to Christ as to a God, and bound themselves by a solemn oath not to any wicked deeds, but never to commit any fraud, theft, or adultery, never to falsify the word nor deny a trust when they should be called upon to deliver it up. After which it was their custom to separate and then reassemble to partake of food, but food of an ordinary, innocent kind. Later, Pliny writes a letter to Emperor Trajanus, and he specifically says that the teachings of the Christians were, open quotes, excessive and contagious superstition. Close quotes. He also says that Christians attracted people of all social classes, genders, and of all ages. Now let's read the line from Emperor Trajanus. The method you have pursued, my dear Pliny, in sifting the cases of those denounced to you as Christians is extremely proper. It is not a ground general rule which can be applied as the fixed standard in all cases of this nature. No search should be made for these people. When they are denounced and found guilty, they must be punished with the restriction.
Oh, I was right
when
there.
the party denies himself to be a Christian and shall give proof that he is not, that is, by adoring.
That's it. Wow. I should make my drink first, you know. Once we get to day one. Not good. Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go. All right, I don't go after this, then damn. Oh, there's so much good stuff right here. All right. Spiggle. That's the main thing. No way. Oh no, bad play. Let me get my drink. Oh man, that was tough. That was tough. every other weekend. You got a lot of nerve. All right, restart, right? Did I not get any food? Hmm. Yeah. Actually, look pretty good. What's happening here? Sorry.
it carries over to the next day. I feel like at this point, let's get it under control, Dave's and MCDC. It's a little too much at this point. You obviously want to get something out of these joint practices. These teams actually play on Thursday, but we're just fighting every other period, it seems. I think that's a little too much. We want to see some football. We have seen a lot of good Daniel Jones to Malik Neighbors, though. That's been good. And I know Foxy might be a little bit worried about that Lions secondary so far, what we've seen.
He should be worried, too, knowing kind of came to the defensive arm when Ross St. Brown here, which is a little interesting, Foxy? But
I love what the boys are doing. MCDC boys are always going to fight, and if they aren't fighting, that's when I get worried. So I love everything about Lions camp so far.
The other angle, too. I don't know if we have the other angle of the Kirby Joseph Malik Neighbors fight. It just came out, but Malik Neighbors was not asking for it, but he was fully expecting it.
Yeah, he instigated a big time.
Yeah. With question and ran off. Don't love that, but I do love the Kirby Joseph response. And Terry Arnold, who kind of started that fight the day before. You mentioned earlier, when he first walked in, him setting that edge, him making a play right there. Hopefully he bodes well for that Lions secondary this year.
Yeah, Foxy, I don't know if we have that clip with Terry Arnold. He came up and he set the edge, and it was an absolute collision. I believe they said he's not concussed, or was he evaluated for concussion?
Evaluated.
Watch number 0 right here come up there. He does his job. He sends the ball back to his other 10 teammates. That's a nasty shot. He was able to stay on his feet and force the ball back inside. I thought it was a great play, especially by a rookie, especially by his corner. He's going to stick his nose in there and set the edge. Absolute mammoth.
You can definitely make a business decision there and take the easy way out. Just go out, hey, coach, I sent them inside out. Like you said, setting that hard edge and making that ball cut up the field. That's big time
Look at that big
for defense. Man, we are close to real football.
Did he earn his stripes there? Like, he doesn't have to do that again now that he's a rookie. Like, hey, we get it. You don't have to do this anymore.
The AJ Hawks of the world get paid to set edges and make tackles. The Darius Bucks and Terry Arnold of the world get paid to cover and get their hands on the ball. So if he wants to play a long time in the league, he'll try not to do that as much as possible.
Not in practice, at least.
Yeah,
If you're going to use it, you're going to use that in the game.
Yeah.
Also, some guys are wearing guardian caps, some guys aren't. I know quarterbacks don't wear them if you're not hitting their practice. But what's the deal? Do you have to wear them? Are they mandatory?
I thought they were, especially on the offensive and defensive lines. I thought that was the whole, like, hey,
Snitch or something.
No.
I don't like it at all. I don't like anybody wearing them. It's just funny to see this.
well, and it also looks weird when everyone else is wearing them, but he doesn't, and then he's leading with his head going right in. Like, I don't know, but maybe it is an individual decision, but I was under the impression that all offensive and defensive linemen had to wear them because they have the most head-to-head contact. Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, somewhere we can ask about the Guardian caps is Adam Shepard will be joining us around 12:15. The main thing we want to ask him about Wayne Height. Where in the world is this guy going? Con man, you think your New England Patriots are trying to package something together to get him over to your spot?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Patriots, especially these last 2 years, is like last year we went after DeAndre Hopkins, and then this year the whole Calvin Ridley situation. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but I have now officially gotten to the point where Brandon Ayuk is a New England Patriot. I was saying to D-Bub before, like, who cares? This guy's 26, giving him 5 years, $150 million, give him 30 a year, fully guaranteed. I don't give a shit.
How many picks are going to get?
Well, I mean, here's the thing with the picks. Like, they're talking about the Browns and the Patriots being the two teams, and the Browns offering Amari Cooper in picks, and the Patriots offering Kendrick Bourne in picks. But the Amari Cooper deal with Cleveland, like, that's a very similar situation to what they already have with Ayuk. Like, Cooper's on the last year of his deal. They get him for 1 year. That's it. With Kendrick Bourne, like, he's a 3-year guy now. He just signed a 3-year extension with the Patriots, so they're not getting so much of a rental with Kendrick Bourne as they would be with Amari Cooper. It's not a rental. Obviously, you get Amari Cooper for a year. He's an unbelievable wide receiver. Kendrick Bourne, he's coming off a torn ACL, so maybe there is some hesitation there, but Kendrick Bourne also came from San Fran, familiar with that entire offense, knows Shanahan, has friends in San Francisco that are already on the team. So it isn't the exact same situation, but I would assume it would be like a 2 or a 3. But also, anytime we project these type of deals where a guy is unhappy and wanting to get out of there, we think that there's going to be an absurd amount of picks, and then it ends up being not as much. Like with L'Jarius Sneed this year with the Chiefs and the Titans deal, he got, franchise tag, Sneed did, and then he didn't want to play on the tag, and then he ended up getting traded for like a second and a fourth, and that was it. And he was the number 1 free agent at least the number one corner in free agency.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a chance that if a player like Kendrick Bourne is involved for the Patriots, that maybe you can get away with like a 4th-round pick.
One
being packaged
single can of
with a player
food.
like that, but
The
I
sun
think
is
that the
dying.
Patriots should be in the front seat here. Granted, you can say like, "Hey, I'm not going to play."
Can Ayuk turn it down? Does he have that power?
Yes.
Shefty pretty much said he, kind of has like a
Right refusal. Yeah.
Basically, I don't want to go there. And obviously, the team wouldn't want to give up those assets if he's not going to sign a long-term deal. But even with the Kendrick Bourne thing, he's not at practice today, right?
Yeah, today's the first day Kendrick Bourne has not been
Right.
at practice. And Jerome Mayo actually said in his press conference this morning before practice, like, hey, me and Kendrick had a good conversation. Like, we're okay, but he is aware of the situation in the business of football. And normally if a coach were to say, like, hey, we had a good conversation, don't worry, it would be one of those things like, okay, well, how good of the conversation was. But last week, the same thing happened with Judon, where Mayo was like, we had a good conversation, everything is good, and then Judon actually ended up
But that was a contract dispute. With Kendrick Bourne, he's not saying he's hurt or anything.
No.
So he's strictly not out there because of these trade rumors?
Yeah, I speculate. Yeah, not to speculate.
But
He didn't say anything to refute that, right?
No, not at all.
He's got a hammy or whatever.
No, they asked Mayo like about the Ayuk kind of deal that is lingering right now, and he kind of thing got brought up. That is what he said. Like,
Let's call Elliott. Get Elliott.
I know. He has been doing too much talking. I'm not sure if he's even right now kind of mandatory press conferences or whatever, or if he's open to the media. But I mean, Elliott Wolf has been kind of as far as he's done everything right, like especially in the draft. They drafted players they needed. Obviously, Drake maybe then wide receiver, O-line, like that is everything that the Patriots have been looking for the past 3-4 years. So as far as Patriots fan goes, right now I do have faith in Elliott Wolf getting whatever needs to be done now for Kendrick Bourne. Like, you could see how he could be upset, but at the same time, like, how upset are you about going from New England back to where you were from? Like, was drafted by San Francisco. He goes back home to San Francisco, and also you immediately go from the team that is favored to finish last in the division to a team that is the second favorite to win the Super Bowl. So, like, of course, Kendrick Bourne has been one of the most outspoken pro-Patriots, pro-Bill Belichick, wants to stay in New England, loves so that is a tough part as a Patriots fan. You want guys like that, but at the same time, and I said this to you guys before, like, there hasn't been a wide receiver like Brandon Ayuk in New England since Randy Moss. And of course, Edelman and guys like that have been there. But, Gronk has probably been the only guy close to him, and he plays tight end. And Edelman's a slot receiver. Like, we haven't had a pure outside, give this guy 150 targets, deep ball, everything, like Brandon Ayuk since Randy. So that's why, as much as you love Kendrick Bourne, it's kind of one of those things where, hey man, like, you're trying to get better at every single position. And with Ayuk, like, you got two rookie wide receivers, Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, that, Kendrick Bourne also can be kind of a veteran in the room, of course, but you bring in a guy like Ayuk who, he didn't have the greatest start to his career, you could say. Like, the first couple of years for Ayuk, it wasn't as if he did what he did last year. Like, he can come in as a 26-year-old veteran, still very young, and be that guy.
26-year-old veteran,
yeah,
with a lot of, he's made a ton of plays in this league, yes, for 26 years old.
And a lot of experience. Like, he's played in 2 Super Bowls. I'm not sure if he was on the first team, but he's played in at least 1 Super Bowl. He's been in multiple NFC championships. It is one of those situations where if this deal is on the table and he is willing to do it, like, yes, get Brandon Ayuk to New England, whatever it takes. Now, the Judon thing was a conversation yesterday, like, hey, Judon's not happy, you can trade Judon. In this situation where you're losing Kendrick Bourne instead of Judon, that is so much better as a New England Patriots fan, just because of the fact that Judon is such a staple on the defense. But I'm hoping that they get this deal done, send Bourne. If you have to send a second-round pick, go ahead, but pay him whatever he wants. So if he wants the $30 million, if you could do a 5-year, $150 million,
You would fully guarantee this one.
I'm not going to say no.
Bro.
Because it's not my money, of course, and because, like, these guys don't come up often. Like, look around the league, look at the extensions. If we have that extension list that happened to the wide receivers this offseason, it is absurd. A.J. Brown, Amon Ra, Justin Jefferson, you assume. The Jamar Chase deal will get done at some point. Devonta Smith, Tyreek Hill, Scott Jalen Waddle. Like, these take advantage when you have money, when you have, draft picks to trade. You need to take advantage and go get those guys because they don't come up with the assumption that, hey, well, if you don't get him, T. Higgins is going to be a free agent next year. Like, maybe, maybe T. Higgins gets traded. Maybe T. Higgins already wants to go to a specific place, and New England won't even be in that conversation. So I'm hoping the IU deal gets done legitimately within the next hour. And the reason Kendrick Bourne is because he's on a flight back to San Francisco as we speak. But that's just where I stand. I'm assuming most of New England does as well, just because the prospect of adding a great player instead of, hoping that one of these rookie wide receivers turns into a great player. Like, you can get a guy immediately that makes your team better immediately. So, ideally, this is done now.
Yeah, I guess let's go back to the Hammer Studios. Tone Diggs, I hear that Bourne is not stretching with the team this year. Someone over Birdie came in my ear and said he's not stretching the team. He's possibly on the pup list. Is that real?
Yeah, he started camp on the pup, but they say he starts every day by stretching with the team and then going to work out on the lower field. Now they're saying it's raining in New England today, so maybe that's the reason he's not there. Or he could be, on a plane to 49ers. I don't know. Or
the Steelers, bro. I heard this. But now they already backed off.
Yeah, so they said they didn't want to meet the demands of the 49ers as far as the trade was concerned, the trade demands. The only thing, the Steelers don't have the piece or the wide receiver like Amari Cooper, Kendrick Bourne. They're obviously looking for a wide receiver if that report is true. The only one that we have that they would want is George Pickens, and Steelers are not going to trade George Pickens. So if it is a wide receiver that they want in return, and they're asking for George, I can see that's why they're out. That's why they're not doing the trade demands, because it wouldn't make sense for them to do that. There was also rumors like Alex Highsmith, which would make sense, but I don't think they're going to trade him either because they love him across TJ Watt. Or, to countersize how the Patriots fans are seeing it, we as Steelers fans are seeing it. Hey, the Niners leak this information out on the Browns and the Patriots because they want Omar to up his offer to go there. That's how the Steelers fans are currently.
Okay, he's going to be someone that actually I'm sure knows a lot more than we do. He only has a few minutes because he's absolutely out there on the ground. Let's go to Adam Schefter, all things ESPN, all things NFL. Mr. Adam Schefter, welcome. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
AJ, how you doing there?
I'm doing well, Schefter. What's going on? Where's Brandon Ayuk going? Is it already a done deal? He's going to the Patriots or what?
Well, first of all, I don't think the Niners have leaked out anything. I mean, this has been going on here where they've been trying to get a deal done, and I don't think that they've wanted anything out there. This is something that they've tried to keep private, and obviously people doing their jobs find out things and know that the two sides, the Niners and Brandon Ayuk, have struggled to get a deal done. And the reason that they've struggled to get a deal done has led to these trade talks and speculation that he could be traded, but it's a very complicated deal to get done. And you have to find a common ground for both Brandon Ayuk and 49ers, meaning that if any team is going to complete a deal here, they have to satisfy the 49ers' demands for compensation, which could happen, but that same team also has to satisfy Brandon Ayuk's need and want for a new contract. And so there will be teams out there that can pay Brandon Ayuk but not compensate the 49ers. There'll be teams out there that can compensate the 49ers but not pay Brandon Ayuk. I don't expect Pittsburgh to be a landing spot at all. I think Pittsburgh, like a lot of teams, checks into this. Here's not happening at all.
You can't pay Cooper with all those guys. Granted, they could say, you know what, we like Cooper more than Kittle, but I don't see how that could happen. With Bourne, you can keep Bourne and still pay some of those guys.
What if you trade for a different? It's not a receiver; it's a different position.
Yeah,
they don't have to be receiver. The Niners, they drafted Pearsall as well. They're stacked with some wideouts.
True, yeah. Like there are other positions for sure, and depending on what positions they're looking at, maybe that is why New England this deal isn't done. But if it was strictly a wide receiver conversation, they could. Everywhere else, I'm really not sure. But I don't know where else the Niners have a hole to fill. Like if you take out, if you do take out, Ayuk, where else on that team would they
lose
be?
anybody? Does the Niners lose from last year?
Is Greenlaw still?
Greenlaw is the only one.
When will he be back?
I mean, he tore his Achilles, what, the Super Bowl?
He's so good.
Yeah.
So good next to Fred. But if the Niners lose Ayuk, and I know some people may not see it this way, that window may close unless you get like a coup in there, because I like Kendrick Bourne, but you need like a legit one. And like the numbers Ayuk put up, they're not as gaudy as some of these other receivers. Kind of mention it. He doesn't get the targets.
He's got Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. He's got everybody.
Exactly. He's got so many weapons. Everybody's got to eat. So if you put him on a team where he speaks,
He's a dude. Is he a guy? Yeah, absolutely.
I'll put him up there top 7-8. Top 7-8. I got some side eyes, some bros back there. But when you just look at like his body work, how he runs routes, how he gets open, it's tough.
I know it doesn't matter. Like you can't have a stat to it, but
all that shit matters in the locker room.
When your number one stud receiver is tough as nails and kind of like is ingrained, like he's with like the whole team seems to love this.
Oh yeah.
Well, and when a guy's like that, he's a superstar and he's super tough like that. You have nothing but respect from everybody.
I can't remember what the exact number was, but Pat mentioned a stat. It was like 75% or more of his catches resulted in either a first down or a touchdown last year. It's like, look at that average. Like, he's averaging 18 yards a catch. Like, so yeah, he's not getting the volume that a lot of other guys are, but like, he is he's one of the key like, you know, we always talked about Debo because he could, you know, he's doing like the scat back stuff and you know, running the ball a bunch, but like, without him, their offense looks so much different. Yeah. It just like then you expect, you know, Kittle's going to have to catch a bunch more passes, or you're going to have to line Debo like outside.
Becomes
exactly.
Next guy.
And no one's really talking about it right now. Everyone's just talking about Dak being like the you know, getting $60 million next year and kind of resetting the market and everything and breaking the bank. But like in terms of them looking different, like who's to say Purdy's not going to get over $60 million? Like he might get one of these massive deals where it's like, yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. If you're talking about windows and everything and knowing what the Chiefs are doing, like, yeah, I don't know. He's obviously very, very important to them going back to the NFC Championship or potentially winning a Super Bowl.
And even any news on Trent Williams and what's going on with his contract? It's an old school holdout where he's not there, correct? It's not the new school hold in.
Yeah, Shefty said yesterday, like 2 to 3 weeks from now is when they would start to worry.
Deadlines.
August 20th was like the date he put out there, you know, for him to obviously ramp up, be ready for the regular season. But I think Lombo kind of mentioned it. There's certain guys that you can kind of play the game with, and there's certain guys who are irreplaceable. Even though he is 36, last year he was a top 2-3 tackle in the NFL. Nobody wants to line up against this guy. You talk about Brock Purdy, you want a guy protecting your franchise quarterback in his blind side. So you need to get Trent Williams done. You know, obviously him missing camp at 36, not a big deal, but you want to get him done sooner or later.
What about Hassan Reddick in the
Sooner than later.
Has he been in the facility yet since they traded for him?
I do not think so. And I believe Bob Solomon misread that situation. He was
all right. Yeah, somebody just go out there into the expiration. Waste some reserve return.
Are they willing to do that? Can they do that? You know, when they traded for him, they knew the deal, right?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. It's like they trade for a guy and then are all of a sudden just like flabbergasted that he's prepared to hold out and want like
when they traded for him, they had to talk to his agent before and say, hey, we're going to bring you over, we'll get you a good deal, all this, and then all of a sudden they quadruple what they're asking for.
Doubt it. I mean, Mike Williams did get cut, I think, after, right? Or I don't know the exact timeline, but they did end up giving Mike Williams $13 million. But yeah, they had to have known that, hey, the whole reason that I don't want to play in Philly anymore is because I can't get a deal here. So if I'm getting traded to New York, like, hey, give me my money, you son of a bitch. But I assume Jets fans aren't worried about that. I think they're only worried about, hey, if Rodgers goes, then we're fine.
Well, and that's what makes it
starvation.
It's like, obviously, you know, you have to be cognizant of like your cap going forward in case guys get hurt. This year, but like, they know if they don't win this year, then like,
all right, it's going out.
Probably getting fired. Salah's getting fired. So why?
All right, she going out.
Like, give him his money, get the deal done. Like you traded for him, you wanted production.
Give him
on the field. Like, so I don't know why they're so
bargaining
right now. I mean, Salah too. You know, he's a pro. He's, you know, he's working his ass off, so I'm not worried about it.
It would be nice if we could get something to heal him. We'd be in good shape.
When it comes to football facilities, but it seemed like he was having a good time during the offseason.
The day we heard
sent me something from the NFL. I don't know if you have that or whatever, but the guardian cap situation. I guess if you wear a certain type of position-specific helmet, you now have to wear the guardian cap. There's a certain players with 5 helmets, I think, they said, to where they're like position-specific, so therefore you don't need the guardian cap on top of it. Okay, so I missed that.
It was a booby trap. It's funny. Luckily, it was just the same. Ted, look at so many things. So many things. You did good for a month, man.
Not practice unless we do like a goal line scrimmage or something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of showing. Hey, coach, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there on Sunday. But that's not practice. But you know.
He actually had one seat in the back. That's why he was facing backwards on that call. He just had his soul up.
I can't speak for Wendy. He's obviously an unbelievable athlete.
Only God
unbelievable at what he did.
He was, and he's not. Serbia with Jokic. Of course, you never want to put the cart before the horse, as happens both to the women and to the men a couple times in group play. But I mean, we're gonna beat the shit out of Brazil. Let's not be. Of course, you never want to put the cart before the horse, as they say. But I think in this situation, I mean, we're 26.5-point favorites. If this was Serbia with Jokic, like Serbia won, so if we win, we go to play Serbia. Like I'm more worried about that game because we have already played Serbia once, and Wendy kind of laid out yesterday. Hey, they might have been kind of holding back what they actually wanted to. I think that's crazy. Wendy's telling the truth. I always think Wendy tells the truth. Wendy doesn't fit.
Is riding the train and the bus with these guys? Like he's like embedded with Team USA. It feels like.
He was, but he's not. I mean, metaphorically, he's not doing it anymore because all the games are in Paris now. They're not in Lille anymore.
So he was when they were making that trip from.
Thanks for hanging out with me after a pretty spirited practice. You look like you have been working. You claim to like the heat. Is it for real?
Yeah, man. I think camp is what it is. I mean, it's one of those things where you just gotta go get it. You know, it's 4 weeks. It's supposed to be hell. Be honest.
Yeah. Is that? Look, every team goes through training camp, and I get it. But obviously, it has not been a great couple of years. Last year was rough for you guys. Did this team need a little bit of that?
Yeah, I think so, man. We came out here and we just working, man. Just working. And the other good thing about it is everybody's upgraded. Doing the works, from the 1s to the 3s. It didn't matter. Nobody's complaining. Just take care of our bodies and getting back out here next day and going back to work.
We were talking to Robert Hanks. He was talking about how strong you are and called you an ox, which I think is a complex, very nice thing to say. He's one of the bigger ticket free agent items. You guys have kind of built this roster, not just specifically to him, but what have you thought about? Because obviously the coaching staff come in and confusion of a lot of new players, a little different offensive line. What have you thought?
I mean, I love it. Robert is a great opponent for us every single day. He's a big fellow himself.
He's pretty awesome.
So, bringing in him, Damien, going for Austin, freaking Timo, Hickey.
Yep.
I mean, they spend a lot of money rebuilding the offensive line and get stronger and bigger up front. So I'm excited for that. And also behind them, man, having depth come in. Because, want everybody to make 17 games. So those guys that's in the second row step up and be able to make positive plays for us. That's important.
Ooh-wee.
Locked in for a number of years, kind of one of the
Alright, we're seeing
it has obviously been a difficult time.
Let's check it out.
Certainly some ups and downs, money and downs.
Yeah, hell, we got saved.
That gives you some optimism.
Oh, no.
Oh, man,
Yeah, that was rough.
Offense had a bad day, defense had a bad day. A constant challenge for us to come out here and be able to just go to work and, dominate one another. I mean, that's it, man. At the end of the day, it's about who dominates and wins games. Everything like game situations. We're just going at it.
One of the changes that was not made, you still have the same defensive coordinator in Jerry Labero, one of the really bright young minds in the NFL. I think it was pretty obvious that anyone who came in would want to keep him as a coordinator. You see the kind of defense he has. You see the kind of man he is.
Good game.
Tell me why he's
risen in the coaching ranks like he has?
Man, Coach C's a great man. A great man. His staff, great guys. I mean, just, like I was telling somebody the other day, it's the first time I had the same D line coach in 5 years. So, time to back and, being able to work and, just kind of, I know what those guys expect of me. It isn't me trying to figure out a new system or me trying to play, how they want me to. They want to give me an opportunity to be able to play and be myself. So, I mean, that's been the best thing about being able to eat and watch. The whole staff, man, just, they give us the freedom to be able to go make plays.
Last thing for me, and I appreciate this. We all see obviously Bryce on the field, and saw plenty last year. You see him in the locker room. What is it about him that most people don't know?
Everybody talks about his son. He won the Heisman Trophy for nothing. He was the number one overall pick for nothing. He's got a resume. He's got a resume behind him, and I think when he gets up here every single day, man. I think last year, I don't think people realize, but not many people play quarterback in the NFL. It's not the easiest job, and
Whoa.
So it doesn't make it any better. So, for him to be able to come out here and just like flip the switch this year, he got in here from day one. Coach Canales being here, they were just in there working, man.
I listen to the interview too much. That makes sense, though.
Send it back to you guys.
Don't have nothing. Wow. Oh, cool. Good. That's really bad. No way. Yeah. Let's do another one.
No.
I was there. screwed. Be big. I don't think I get back. Can we just be honest at this point that Mary Jane just kind of isn't that important to Ted's survival? Damn. Okay. Let's just carry on. Tomorrow, we'll see you then. Tomorrow, you will be our friend. Until then, tomorrow, I'll see you then. Come on, light the candle. There we go. One more choice right here. Oh no. Get the wicks. Messed up. Darn it. Alright, we're good. But of course, Ted. We're thirsty. Okay, dehydration. Give him some water. Give him some water too. Day 4. Carrying on. Alright, let's see. I mean, common situation is far from normal. Hey, never get used. Say yeah. Okay. Actually found a piece of another can of soup. Dead rat. Okay. Oh, we're well stocked. We got some. Let's see. A bunch of people just fits. Okay. A claims in field hospital attempting to help those hurt. Wow. Ooh, I don't know. We should do this. It's like they could be lying. You know. Oh man. All right. Yeah, we'll do it. I don't know if that's the right decision, but we did it. You know. All right. So we're just a little bit hungry and thirsty right now. All right. That's all the days. A bad smell. Yes, we use gunpowder. Hmm.
Gatorade, the world's
Gatorade.
most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate,
Gatorade.
replenish, and refuel. Is it in you? Oh, fuck. Wait, you're Jewish? 97% Jewish. You're in a room full of Jews.
I'm serious. Are you serious?
I tried to catch Stanley when I was in New York. It's really good.
Yeah, around the whole room is two Jews. Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, fuck. You live, laugh, love, cursive in your apartment.
My apartment's black as shit. just so if my family comes, I'm like, no, she's a good one. Like that's
Yeah.
So
what do you have in your apartment that makes it black as shit?
Think of the name of
Other people's stuff. Live, laugh, love, cursive in your apartment.
my apartment's black as shit. just so if my family comes, I'm
Man,
like,
that's a fuck.
Yeah. So what do you have in your apartment that makes it black as shit?
I can't think of the name of it.
Other people's stuff. Live, laugh,
Yeah,
love,
that's
cursive.
goddamn. Ooh. I put money there to people for the day. You know, see on.
Yeah, just go with the 2.5x.
Shut up. Yo, that's scary as fuck. Yeah. Man, that made me feel weird. I'm not able to fucking eyeball and shit. Yeah. Why cats always something extra? Territorial shit. Just territorial shit.
There we go. There he goes, my idiot neighbor Jimmy. Doing it all wrong again.
At least.
Right? You got this Chubby, you got it. You got it.
Look, he's got down. Fucked up.
Watch this.
He just wants to see the fucked up. Yeah. He caught it.
Are you okay?
What's up?
How much is the ticket? It's right at the bottom. $180. Yeah, it's about the same for a weekend.
Okay. Absurd.
Certified through the NFLPA, right?
There you go.
But I know guys that.
Caleb. Yeah.
Are there lawyers? There's got to be some lawyer that's certified through the PA.
I don't know. We got caught in kind of with Caleb Williams, and it kind of became some mumbo jumbo. They tried to make it out that he was lying about something, and they weren't being forthright about something. But if you're in this position, even with Caleb, you're the top pick. Like, you kind of know what this is going to be. You work through some different things here to Butker. Hey, I'm one of the best kickers out here. Obviously, you got Justin Tucker out here, but outside of him, Butker is probably in that conversation. So, hey, this is what the numbers are. This is what we need to be. And obviously, Chiefs got it done. Another thing that they secured going into this season, got the kicker. Obviously, the offense, the defense, everything's in line for them to make another run at the Lambeau.
But does that, so everything that's going on with the Chiefs, does that almost worry you that things seem like they're going too well? Like especially, let's say, I don't know, do they have a plan if Patty Mahomes is going to play in the preseason at all?
Oh, hey, he's played.
I was going to say, he's not typically played.
Yeah, he typically
Played like a whole
first half. What if he comes out and just lights up? I know we had that at one point. I forget. I mean, probably in the year they played in the preseason. When I was with the Packers. Maybe it was right after the lockout or right after the Super Bowl year. Aaron played the preseason games, and he was like, I don't know if he had an incomplete pass all preseason. He was on fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't know. It just feel like get much better than this, and I think he might have won the. But I was like, for a second, I'm like, man, this guy is on fire even more than normal. I feel like with the Chiefs, it's like everything is all positive, arrow going up, here we go, everything's going great. Like, do they need some adversity?
You know what? That team, that organization, they dealt with so much off the field. Obviously bad.
They
just figured it out. Obviously it's a bunch of bad shit they dealt with, but also even like the Taylor Swift thing, like outside, like to be able to deal with that. We always talk about outside noise, distractions. I felt like they handled that great, and I see they went on to make a run and got hot when they needed to get hot. Things weren't going great during the season. That's probably why he wasn't voted as the top player in the NFL last season. But obviously they figured it out. So I can't doubt this team. There's too many pieces coming back. You got Chris Jones, you got Spags still calling the defense, you got McDuffie, you got all these offensive weapons, and then they go out and get Worthy. I mean, Hollywood Brown is tearing up camp as well. So no, I'm not gonna be a fool and doubt these guys at all.
That's what, like, the adversity they face is just like during the season because the expectations are so high. Like, I feel like there hasn't been a team since like those old Patriots where it was like, oh, these guys can just coast till December. Like, they might be like 5-6 or whatever, and then they'll turn it on when it matters. Like, it was last year when they went to Lambeau on Monday night. I think the Packers were 5-6. It was in like late November or sometime.
Kamala Harris will now appear with her running mate Tim Walz at a rally in Pennsylvania later today. Let's bring in our political reporter Morgan McKay, who's been monitoring these developments that have still unfolding at this hour. We only have a little bit of information for this pick.
Yeah, Teresa, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was sort of the dark horse in this race. It wasn't until late point Nebraska. He moved to Minnesota in the 1990s and taught high school social studies and coached football. Walz served in the Army National Guard for 24 years before retiring, and then shortly after ran for Congress. He served 6 terms in the House of Representatives, where he was particularly focused on veteran issues. He was then elected as governor of Minnesota in 2018 and then re-elected in 2022. In Minnesota, he has eliminated nearly all of the state's abortion restrictions enacted by past Republicans, legalized the recreational use of marijuana, and provided free college tuition for low-income families. He also has spoken in length about his wife's 7-year IVF journey in order to have children, so he's been a huge supporter of fertility treatments. Republicans have insisted that Minnesota Minnesota is up for grabs this year, with former President Donald Trump already campaigning there. But Minnesota hasn't elected a Republican to a statewide office since 2006, and the last time a GOP presidential candidate won Minnesota was in 1972 with President Richard Nixon.
Wow.
Democrats hope that by securing walls, he will help influence voters not only in Minnesota, but also other parts of the Midwest, like Wisconsin. Former Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney served with walls in Congress. Here she is with more.
He's going to agree to the ticket, the 3 M's, momentum, money, and message. He's got it all. And he's a great candidate, and more importantly, a great person, a father. He's married for many years to the same woman and devoted to her. I met his wife, and he's just, and a veteran. He checks all the boxes of a great American person.
Now, Republicans are already jumping on walls for what they say are his liberal policies, pointing to the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020 and his stance on protecting gender-affirming care for transgender youth. You were telling me that you know people who live in Minnesota, and they really like this guy. So I guess the question is for everybody who doesn't know him, because we're going to start to get to know him now, what does he bring to the ticket? Yeah, you know, from a lot of people I've been talking to, he's just very approachable. He puts out funny videos on social media with his daughter. There's one viral that's going on right now. They're at the state fair, and he's riding rides with his daughter. So, you know, he comes off as a very approachable person to a lot of people. And like I mentioned, I have a couple friends out on both sides of the aisle, and they both had good things to say about him as a governor. But, you know, he really has this ability to pull in both the moderates and the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, which I think is really needed right now for Democrats, because remember, it has only been 16 days since President Joe Biden has stepped down. So this has been, or stepped aside from the campaign. So this has been just a whirlwind of the past couple weeks, and the entire ticket has now changed. So Democrats right now, they're looking to come together at this point, and they're going to need to. Kind of interesting that Kamala said she didn't make the decision until this morning. She really wanted to see
something messed up.
We were also talking about the fact that there's a new CNN college poll that's out. It shows Harris leading Trump here in New York, 53 to 39% among likely voters. So what are we attributing this to? Is this just all the hype of her being the new kid on the block for the ticket? So as the pollster that I interviewed, Stephen Greenberg, he helped conduct this poll. He said, you know, polls are a snapshot in time. So right now, looking at this is exactly what they were afraid of, having President Joe Biden at the top of the ticket, because they're starting to see this trickle-down effect. When it was Biden, he was only 8 points ahead of Trump in New York, and in a state like New York, that is really close for a Democratic student. So right now, they are just looking at this, and some of the key demographics that I thought were really interesting. So 81% of Black voters in this poll are now voting for Harris, compared to only 59% for Biden in June. That is a huge jump. And also independent voters. Biden, only 20% said they were going to vote for Biden, whereas 40% of independent voters say they would vote for Harris. So a huge jump, and right now congressional Democrats are hoping that will have a trickle-down effect. We know you're going to be watching this. The fun's just begun in terms of gearing up for November. Morgan, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. We didn't find out too much about him, did we? Well, shit just changed in his life. Now he's got big things happening.
Oh, they got you in one of them rooms. You got the lock on the mini bar. You gotta get out here, baby. You gotta get out here, baby. If you wanna live this lifestyle, if you wanna live this lifestyle, if you wanna live this lifestyle. She said she ready to go. She said she ready. I start talking dirty like I'm Larry. And I'm not like Saturday.
You're lucky, John.
You act like you about that life now. Just hope your pussy is gonna your pussy and like smile, ice on. The money long, I pray my life long. But if it ain't, it's all gravy like the lights gone. She sitting on his feet like you sit on your iPhone. And I beat it up to this one. It's the fight song. Child, she want to cheat, she want to child. But cool down, I'm too classy for them school grounds. Fast life, fast lane. Check the gas light. You can't have your cake and eat it too, and I'm the last slice. You wanna live this lifestyle. You wanna live this lifestyle. You wanna live this lifestyle. This lifestyle.
Yeah. So wake up. Yeah. Damn, now this group wants some. Wow, man. We're gonna help. I have to put something like that. Fatigue first. Man, I'm mad at this. I can't sleep. Oh no. I always had that Medicare. Wow. It didn't go crazy yet. Crazy. Hydration. Starvation. Oh no, something's in the corner. Yep. BRB.
See?
That must have been the photos.
We need to get a game console.
Yeah, so
You still play? Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun.
Even like the announcers, like some of the stuff they'll say about us, like just like obviously call us a nickname and reference some things from the show. Like they dropped it.
So they went back in the studio and they just are always updating their voice. So they did that for us.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
they had to call hours and hours of work.
They hate us so bad.
Yeah, so bad. But
Is there a new DLC pack of like other NXT guys coming up or anything?
Couple months.
Come on.
Yeah, to wait a little bit.
I assume there should be a Jolly Roll one coming. After that fucking choke slam. Are you kidding me? Is he the strongest guy ever?
I think so.
The choke slam.
He was like 8 feet off the ground.
They're like 250.
Oh yeah.
Bingo. So you do the math.
Austin Theory is jacked.
Yes, he is.
Did Jolly Roll lose a bunch of weight?
Yeah.
He was starting to. No, because he ran a 5K, con man. He ran a 5K for Bert and Tom. And I believe he said he was like on the track.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He's on his, I don't know if he's on a whole new.
Well, they're making fun of him on Saturday night. They're calling him Belly Swole, so I don't know if.
Who's that Theory?
You can't say that. Well, you can't do that.
Well, he paid for it. He paid.
He did pay for it. Theory is absolutely jacked.
Yes, he is.
I mean, Jelly Roll.
Just that. You get the 5-knuckle shuffle.
It is.
Yeah, send him up. Jolly Roll's the best. Such a fucking weapon.
Yeah, and then right in his face, obviously.
Jelly Roll, listening to that guy talking, listening to people talking about him, is he like the nicest, most caring human alive?
For sure.
He feels like
Hulu Doc was awesome.
Really, I didn't see it.
He like goes to the same prison he went to wherever he went to prison at, and he does like Thanksgiving dinner with them every year. And it's like
his whole life is always like in service of others, or like just trying to like let people know he appreciates them. Right? Con, do you think that? Isn't that kind of your life?
My life?
Yeah.
It's nothing like my life.
You're taking care. That's why you watch those, some of the homeless people in your community to help them.
I haven't been really checking in on them lately, but they have been hanging on the other side of the building, unfortunately, which kind of stinks.
What do you mean?
They're on the other side of my building.
Like in the building?
I tried to get something going for them, but boy, the people who run my building did not like that whatsoever.
Okay. You trying to like set up some Olympics with the homeless people downstairs or something?
I'm not doing bum fights. I'm not doing
I didn't say that.
That's what you were insinuating. That's what
I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But they're
your phone chat.
I haven't been seeing them as much as of late.
Okay.
It's been hot.
Yeah, it has been very hot.
Been hot out.
Got to go to the canal. Got to find some shade. Be by the water.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, boys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good. Great to see you. When we know we see these teams fighting each other multiple times every single day, we know pretty close to kickoff.
And we got Hard Knocks tonight.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks tonight. Chicago Bears. How many days till NFL football?
30 days and then
Till college football.
18 days.
Oh, 18 till college football.
Yeah, it is actually.
That's the Dublin game.
That is the Dublin game.
Can't wait. We are here. We're here. But this is it. Appreciate it. Tone Diggs, real quick. Let's check with Aaron Studios. Tone Diggs, sorry.
What do you want to check in with?
I want to check in and see how you're doing, pal. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Dude, what do you want? Need some corrections? Or?
I do need some corrections from you, actually.
The mountain, I believe Fun said from Serbia. Ty, you corrected said he's from where? I thought Iceland. I believe he's. I didn't get complete confirmation, but I believe he is the great grandson of Magnus Magnuson.
Magnus Magnuson?
Yeah. Strongman, the 100-time winner. So I believe that's how that works. Yeah. And I do agree that they should climb the Eiffel Tower. James Kingston, 2015, he was a British daredevil. He climbed the Eiffel Tower, so it can be done. Okay, so let's just do that.
Good to know.
Okay.
U.S. women's soccer's about to win. No, they're in the semis. So they do go to the gold game. Let's go. And then France beat Canada in basketball.
Oh, wow. People thought it was Canada, USA.
No. Dylan Brooks and Jamal Murray had just absolutely terrible games. They're getting roasted on the internet.
Yeah. Not a good memes.
Yeah, there are a lot of Jamal Murray on the timeline today.
Is Steve Nash?
Dylan Brooks and Jamal Murray had just absolutely terrible games. They're getting roasted on the internet.
Yeah. Not a good memes.
Yeah, there are a lot of Jamal Murray on the timeline today.
Is Steve Nash the head coach? Who's the coach?
I think Steve Nash is the head coach. Yeah.
Is he really?
It's him or Trudeau.
Oh, Trudeau, that's right. Prime Minister.
Yeah. It's not.
Did he play in the NBA for a while?
It's not Tom Ford.
And that's
G League. We're sure it's not Tom Ford.
Rob Ford.
Rob Ford.
The designer?
Makes good suits.
Yeah. He's got a West jumper, too.
Wait, Rob Ford, the old guy that was...
Rob Ford is unfortunately dead.
He passed. He passed.
Well, sometimes the corrector needs to be corrected.
He's got plenty to eat at home.
Coaching from the grave.
I'm not today.
Is Steve Nash the head coach? Who's the coach?
I think Steve Nash is the head coach. Yeah.
Is he really?
It's him or Trudeau.
Oh, Trudeau, that's right. Prime Minister.
Yeah. It's not.
Did he play in the NBA for a while?
It's not Tom Ford.
And that's
G League. We're sure it's not Tom Ford.
Rob Ford. The designer?
Makes good suits.
Yeah. He's got a West jumper, too.
Wait, Rob Ford, the old guy that was...
Rob Ford is unfortunately dead.
He passed. He passed.
Well, sometimes the corrector needs to be corrected.
He's got plenty to eat at home.
Coaching from the grave.
What are you talking about that? It's all that guy.
It's a good video of Rob Ford. God rest his soul. You should look it up if you haven't seen it.
It's me waiting. Come back. Tell him that, yo, sorry I didn't do it back there. Yeah, it's all that guy.
Unfortunately dead.
He passed. He passed.
Well, sometimes the corrector needs to be corrected.
He's got plenty to eat at home.
Coaching from the grave.
It's all that guy.
It's a good video of Rob Ford.
He passed.
What is this?
Well, sometimes the corrector needs to be corrected.
He's got plenty to eat at home.
Coaching from the grave.
Eat at home.
It's all that guy.
It's a good video of Rob Ford. God rest his soul. You should look it up if you haven't seen it.
It's pretty witty, pretty quick comeback. Tell him that, yo, sorry I didn't do it back there. I appreciate you, though. You guys, appreciate you guys. Everyone in the back, thank you guys. Pat will be back in the seat tomorrow. When he's back in ESPN, correct?
Yes.
I will join you guys from the attic. Can't wait to embark on this next football season with you guys. It's going to be awesome. Appreciate everybody watching, everybody listening, wherever you are. We will be back tomorrow. I'll be in Ohio. Pat will be here. See you tomorrow.
It's a great character builder.
Oh yeah, I got it. All right, here I come. Also, going to Dress to Impress, like the whole tab had some bangers. There was one called Feeding Garbage to Rich People Tycoon, and that seems like a heater.
Bro, we only have a minute. How am I supposed to... What? I can't assume I'm like this. I'm bored.
Yeah. It's because we joined in the middle of one.
So, let me... How do I get out of the chair? I'm trapped here like Hannibal Lecter. How do I get out?
Space bar.
So, we don't help you. No, we're good. That's 2-star at best.
I'm at 1.
Yeah, it's...
remote.
I'm at 1 star.
There's no way.
I gave it a 2 just because of the wings. That is kind of sci-fi-esque.
Remote. 1 star.
That's crazy. "45 days." Let's see what we got here. Kitty, 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 kitty. So it needs a little bit more food. It'd be all right. Yeah, what song? Good. Yeah. A little bit of fun there. Let's see what's happening. Daddy almost 50. Real very. Ooh. I did say give you a chance to increase. I don't know what it is. I like the idea. It's terrible habit. Hungry, thirsty. Oh, excuse me. A few things. No idea. Okay, we're good. Nothing damaged. Okay. You did good. You did good. You did good, Timmy. Everybody's a little hungry. I get it. Said. Yeah. We will. Go ahead out there.
Oh my God, she's a monster.
She scares me now.
This play is a monster.
See, he let her take control of her hand. Then he tried to do something. She's like, yo, that's my hand. What are you talking about? I controlled this whole entire hand.
Oh my God, she's a monster.
She scares me now.
This play is a monster. Right.
Okay.
Well, you know, talking about something. Yeah, that's cool. I remember this.
Take a chill.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites of all time. You got the name for another thing? Yeah.
Take a chill.
Hmm.
Take a chill.
Like, how much energy does it take for a hummingbird? Oh, he knows.
Take a chill.
Yeah, you never seen far. Yeah, that's I want the energy to fly. Yeah, that's why it's
You know
seeking it.
you're my baby and I love you, but you cannot go turkey hunting with me.
I don't think that Rusty would be here today if it wasn't for the farmer's dog. He was always a dry kibble.
Now, which of these ways would you choose to reveal your secret crush on someone?
This bass player gets a lot of negative comments for her stage performance, but let's see if she can actually play bass. There's no doubting that image has always been a part of the music world. I can see how this might be more appealing than this. You know, whatever floats your boat. I saw that this video in particular had a lot of angry and jealous comments from both men and women. So this is Victoria DeAngelis of the band Maneskin, and yes, she can play bass. Okay, she's no Carol Kay, but there's definitely much more to her than her image, like this. And this. And this.
Who's kidding me?
It care about her negative comments, and neither should you. Do what you want, wear what you want, and have a good time when you're on stage. If this bass player gets a lot of negative comment,
Like, everything you're saying is funny. Like, you're already funny. You don't have to overthink it. I'm gonna overthink it. We can also just roast Nashville. We can just make fun of Nashville. Oh, with me, that'd be okay. Okay, I'll go out with you, even though you can't do it on your own. Yeah, no, it's not with you. Yeah, you don't like gay games. I forget. Just pull your leg. You can't get enough of you. You are a star. Everything you're saying is fun.
Ravens are excellent at mimicking sounds they hear. Mischief, can you say hello?
Hello.
Good. He does all sorts of voices. She said hi. Good job. Cold. Good job, Mischief. Ravens are excellent at mimicking sounds they hear. Mischief, can you say hello?
Hello.
Good. He does all sorts of voices. She said hi. Good job. Sometimes he hears people who have a cold.
Yeah.
Good job.
God, don't talk about it. Yeah. That's insane.
Flop. Ace, queen, jack, two players with top two pair, and Corey flops a set, and it goes check, check, check real quick. Second flush draw on the turn. And then now who's going to do the betting?
So they
here?
can't win? Because I have those cards.
Like the big
2,400 here from Hornet. Corey comes along with the call. Now, river is the 8 of spades. That's no concern for the ace-queen players, and it's
Yeah.
extra security for Corey.
What a great hand for.
Now, this is going to be interesting now. Corey with the full house. Makes the call with the full house, not wanting to risk any more chips here. Ross tosses his ace-queen into the muck. Wow, I am surprised the pot is this small, Donnie.
What's she doing? Respect back. Do what he said, motherfucker. It hurts because you're not doing what he asked you to fucking do because you're being a man. Yeah, that's no problem. Damn. Yeah, that's the kind of.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never fucking expect it. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited as a motherfucker be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you fuck around and look in the wrong room and shit.
That's funny, cat. Uh-oh. Ready? Get it, get it. About he's on a bus.
Oh, I wanted to watch the torture camp and I wanted to watch Russia.
Very much.
The rise of the ruling.
Kindness is small. I don't think most people are going to be. They may think that we're
So let me show you the rise and Elon Musk.
You're a super villain. That's what a super villain does.
Yeah. He's addicted to drama. He's addicted to risk. And whenever things seem to be going, he almost has a compulsion to destroy the company.
I think he's just a bad guy who has bad instincts in general, who just gets lucky a lot of times. Perhaps the luckiest thing for him is that he realized that somehow, somewhere along the way, he lucked into PayPal, and then after that he was able to create a cult of personality around himself, so he can just now lie, and absolutely zero people will punish him. Like, he can just lie all the time, and no one will punish him, as long as there is enough people that are financially tied to his success as the key man at Tesla. That's it. His track record is filled to the brim with a ton of failures. He is most notable for routinely lying to investors and never really getting punished for it. That's it. He's a venture capitalist that hit 3 times in America. Getting 1 hit makes you a genius. Yeah, he's never actually had like a personal success that doesn't rely on government funding, which I also ironically think is makes him the most hypocritical piece. Like, biting the hand that feeds you by being like this right-wing charlatan. Yeah, that's it. Let's see what Johnny Harris has to say about him.
Who is Johnny Harris?
Elon Musk was born in the summer of 1971 in South Africa. From a young age, he was bullied pretty relentlessly by kids at school for being scrawny and nerdy.
Yeah, bullied quite a lot. I punched the face many times.
Musk would later say that he's on the autism spectrum, though he was never diagnosed. It got really bad for young Elon. Like, one time.
When he got beaten up.
I believe him. I don't believe him when he says many things. But when he says he's autistic, I'm like, no, that tracks. That I get it for sure. Like, I don't need to see a medical diagnosis to believe that one.
At school once, and so bloody he had to go to the hospital. The scars were actually worse when he came home, and his father made him stand in front of him and berated him for more than an hour, calling him stupid, saying it was his fault.
Stories like this make me sick to my stomach, and you realize that the trauma and the scars from this kind of abuse, physical and emotional, they don't go away.
Better Hall Bad?
Speaking of his dad, there's a lot of rumors.
Oh, dude, that would have been so fire.
That Elon came from a rich dad in emerald mines in South Africa, and that he was set up to be successful because of family wealth. This isn't factually accurate. Elon,
goddamn you, why do you do this? Why do you literally do this? Why do you do this all the time? Why are you lying? Oh my god. Oh my god. If you come from profound wealth, it doesn't matter. I don't even come from profound levels of wealth. I don't have like diamond, emerald.
Let's go. GG's.
He's one of 4 men named Philip.
Come back in a couple and give us a little break real quick. I'll be back. Show it again.